Bonsoir à tous. It's so good to be with you today. Before we start, yes, I took a picture this morning because I wanted to show you. This is the view that I have in the morning from my home office where I'm working in my bedroom, which is actually more of a desk than anything else. And I wanted to show you the mountains. In Grenoble, there is a saying that we say, à Grenoble, il y a une montagne au bout de chaque rue. There is a mountain at the end of each street, and actually it's true because we are completely surrounded by mountains, and that's something that I really like. So this is the sunrise behind the mountains, and here you could see, if you had very very good eyes, a ski resort that's called Champs-Rousses, and it's very close from Grenoble. It's a very small one, well, compared to the really big ones, but it's one of the places where locals go because it's close and you just can enjoy the day without driving so much. It's around 30 minutes by car. So yeah, that's the sunrise over Grenoble and something that I see every day, and it's wonderful. I wanted to show you I wanted to show it to you a few days ago, but there were clouds every day, so I couldn't. And when I saw that this morning, I jumped on my phone and I took a photo for you. Maybe tomorrow I will show you another one from the other side where we have more mountains. And it's one of the reasons why we decided to get this apartment. It's because of the view. So that's it for the view of Grenoble. Let's start with La Belle au Bois dormant. So what happens? So yeah, yesterday, La Princesse fell. She fainted because she pierced her hand with the spindle. Maybe at the end of this series, I will remember that un fuseau is a spindle, but so far it's not working very well for me. I'm going to put all the text here. I aim for this amount of text for today, but let's see how much we can get. Let's read together. Are you ready? And do you have your pen and paper? Don't forget, because lots of things today. 1, 2, 3. La bonne vieille, bien embarrassée, crie au secours. On vient de tous côtés. On jette de l'eau au visage de la princesse. On la délace. On lui frappe dans les mains. On lui frotte les tempes avec de l'eau de la reine de Hongrie, mais rien ne la faisait revenir. Alors, le roi, qui était monté au bruit, se souvint de la prédiction des fées et, jugeant bien qu'il fallait que cela arrivât, puisque les fées l'avaient dit, fit mettre la princesse dans le plus bel appartement du palais, sur un lit en broderie d'or et d'argent. So, let's analyze sentence by sentence. We're going to go through this one at once because it's just one sentence. Let's read this again. La bonne vieille, bien embarrassée, crie au secours. On vient de tous côtés. On jette de l'eau au visage de la princesse. On la délace. On lui frappe dans les mains. On lui frotte les tempes avec de l'eau de la reine de Hongrie, mais rien ne la faisait revenir. Let's look at la liaison. La bonne vieille, bien embarrassée. Here we have une liaison. Crie au secours. On vient de tous côtés. On jette de l'eau au visage de la princesse. On la délace, on lui frappe dans les mains, on lui frotte les tempes avec de l'eau, non. I would not put one here. On lui frotte les tempes avec de l'eau, non. Non. No liaison here. On lui frotte les tempes avec de l'eau de la reine de Hongrie, mais rien ne la faisait revenir. So what you can see here with la liaison is that lots of students really want to work on la liaison because they think it's necessary all the time. But you see here we have one sentence of three lines and a half, sorry, and we only have one, so it's fine. And also one where you never know whether you should put one or not, where you shouldn't. So do not over worry about la liaison, because if you don't do it, you will be understood. That is absolutely fine. But if you want to go a little bit better, it's interesting for you, okay? But do not make this a priority in your learning. Having the right priority when you're learning French is very important, because it can be overwhelming to make so many mistakes and see how much you have to learn. So this is why learning on your own is one thing, but students usually give up, and getting a teacher or a course are usually a good way for you to actually learn in a relaxing way, because you know that you're learning what matters. And this is something that is very important for me as a teacher. For all my programs, is I teach what matters at the level that you are in. So for example, in French for Beginners, my beginners class, we really talk about what matters for a beginner to know in everyday modern French, so they can start on the right foot and have results right away. So, saying again that French is difficult, but that's something that you already know. So, la bonne vieille, the good old lady, bien embarrassée. It means literally well embarrassed, okay? J'étais bien embarrassée. I was well embarrassed, so embarrassed a lot. Crie au secours. Crier is to shout. Crier, to shout. Au secours is help. So here, in modern French, it would be crier au secours, okay? Shouting help, help. And here you can notice that with the tone of my voice, I'm trying to be the character. She shouted help, help. Okay, so I am imitating the voice of the character. Here, you don't have les guillemets. That's les. I'm going to put that in singular. Un guillemet. Obviously, okay, here there are two of those. Well, I'm going to remove it because I don't want students telling me, yeah, but there are two of those. That's un guillemet. And if you have two, that's deux guillemets, les guillemets. So here he did not put les guillemets. So it means she asks for help. Okay, elle crie au secours. She asks for help. It is an old-fashioned way to say it. It would not exist anymore. Elle crie au secours. We could say elle demande de l'aide. D'accord? Crie à l'aide. On vient de tous côtés. Here the on is again not a nous. It is an old-fashioned on, which is the generic on for they came from everywhere. Okay. Un côté is a side, literally. Okay. A side, but that's the generic meaning. Un côté. And here, literally, on vient de tous côtés. Côté, we come from all the sides. They came from all the sides. They came from everywhere. Here again, on jette de l'eau au visage. It is a generic on. It's one of they. They were throwing water to the face of the princess. Jeter is to throw. To throw. No, to throw. But jeter, jeter can be literal. For example, jeter un caillou, to throw a rock. Okay, but it can be also jeter les poubelles. So throw away the bins or the trash, depending on where you're from. And it can be also something that is not literal, which is an expression for the advanced students out there. For example, jeter son dévolu sur. Jeter son dévolu sur is to have your heart set on something. On something, someone. Sur quelque chose. Quelqu'un. And again, I told you this is only for advanced students, but I wanted to show you this expression because it's interesting. Jeter son dévolu sur quelque chose ou quelqu'un is to throw your interest on something or someone, okay? Have your heart set on something or someone. This is not a literal translation, but that's the best translation, okay? So jeter can be literal, jeter un caillou, jeter les poubelles as in throw away the bins or the trash. Jeter here is to throw away, it's like to put in the bin. Jeter can be literally to put in the bin, okay? Here to throw away, and it can be also something that is not literal, it's something in your imagination. Jeter son dévolu sur quelque chose ou quelqu'un. Have your heart set on something or someone. What happens next? On jette de l'eau. De l'eau is water, so some water. On jette de l'eau au visage de la princesse. Le visage is the face, ok? Le visage égale the face de la princesse, of the princess. On la délace. On la délace. Délacer here, it means to untie. Untie, I found undo as well, and unlace. Well, that's the easy translation. Unlace. Délacer. However, if you know a bit of French, it might sound like, well, it exactly sounds like délacer, and usually we say se délacer, and se délacer is to unwind, to relax, okay? To unwind or to relax. Se délacer. Se délacer, and it sounds exactly the same because you could say, no, you could say se délacer as in untie oneself, okay? Undo oneself, unlace oneself. But here, because it's an action on something, and here it's on the princess, on la délace, they untied her. Okay, on la délace. Here she was not tied, but she was very probably wearing a very tight dress, so this is what it is about. They're taking off her clothes so that she can breathe better. On la délace, on délace la princesse. Here it's about the princess. On lui frappe dans les mains. On lui frappe dans les mains. So frapper is to hit, okay? Frapper is to hit. So here they're hitting her hands, so in order to wake her up, okay? But be careful here because on lui frappe dans les mains, it means they're hitting her hands, okay, in order to wake her up. But je frappe dans mes mains is I clap, okay, with my hands. For example, at the end of a show, you're going to clap, okay? That's what it is. So frapper dans ses mains is to clap. Je frappe dans mes mains, I clap. On lui frappe dans les mains, they're hitting her hands because here you have lui. On lui frappe dans les mains, okay? Here it's I and it's my own hands, okay? So it is different. What else do they do to her? On lui frappe dans les mains. Les mains is the hands. On lui frotte les tempes avec de l'eau de la reine de Hongrie. Here you might wonder, what is the l'eau de la reine de Hongrie? I have no idea. It is a fairy tale, so we can assume that it is a fashionable kind of perfume or water with something in it, but no one knows what is l'eau de la reine de Hongrie. Okay, so she's a princess, so we assume they're going to put everything in place to wake her up, including using expensive kinds of perfumes. So here, l'eau de la reine de Hongrie is the water from the king of Hungary, but it doesn't mean anything anymore. We have no idea what this is. So, on lui frappe les tempes avec de l'eau. I'm going to just use that. We rub. Frotter is to rub. On lui frotte les tempes. What is les tempes? I have no idea. Temp is the side of the head. Temple. Okay. Une tempe. I didn't know it was temple. A temple. So sides of the head. Side of. You know, next to the eyes. Les tempes. Une tempe, a temple. So they're rubbing her temples with this special water. Mais rien ne la faisait revenir. Nothing was bringing her back. What's going to happen? So let's read that sentence again together. La bonne vieille, bien embarrassée, crie au secours. On vient de tous côtés. On jette de l'eau au visage de la princesse. On la délace. On lui frappe dans les mains. On lui frotte les tempes avec de l'eau de la reine de Hongrie. Mais rien ne la faisait revenir. Nothing was bringing her back. I'm going to read this sentence one last time at not a fast but an everyday spoken French rate speed. La bonne vieille, bien embarrassée, crie au secours. On vient de tous côtés. On jette de l'eau au visage de la princesse. On la délace. On lui frappe dans les mains. On lui frotte les tempes avec de l'eau de la reine de Hongrie. Mais rien ne la faisait revenir. Okay? You can see the words, so it's easier than not having anything to rely on. Here we are. Okay. Let's read this sentence together. Ready? Alors le roi, qui était monté au bruit, se souvint de la prédiction des fées et jugeant bien qu'il fallait que cela arrivât, puisque les fées l'avaient dit, fit mettre la princesse dans le plus bel appartement du palais, sur un lit en broderie d'or et d'argent. Okay, so the king arrived. Do you want to read this one more time? Okay, let's go through it. 1, 2, 3. Alors, le roi, qui était monté au bruit, se souvint de la prédiction des fées et jugeant bien qu'il fallait que cela arrivât, puisque les fées l'avaient dit, fit mettre la princesse dans le plus bel appartement du palais, sur un lit en broderie d'or et d'argent. Alors il saw, at the same time, right away, okay? Alors, le roi, the king, qui était monté au bruit. Monter is to go up, to climb the stairs, okay? Au bruit, le bruit is the noise. Monter au bruit is not something that we would use anymore. It means he ran up the stairs when he heard the noise, okay? Monter au bruit. Again, we would not use that anymore. Se souvint, so he remembered. Se souvint is se souvenir au passé simple, is to remember. To remember. De la prédiction des fées. La prédiction is the prediction, the forecast. So he remembered the prediction of the fairies. Et jugeant bien qu'il fallait que cela arrivât, and judging, well, that this had to happen. Arriver is to arrive and to happen. Arriver is literally to arrive, as in I arrived in Paris. to arrive, for example, in Paris, and to happen. Okay. So both have the same, both mean arriver. And here it is not arriver as in to literally arrive, but it means to happen. And judging that this had to happen. Arriva is the subjunctif imparfait. Again, we always have the same tenses here. Is le passé simple, and we have le subjunctif imparfait. And judging that this had to happen because the fairy said so. Puisque is because. Puisque les fées l'avaient dit. Here, puisque is like parce que, okay, because of. You could replace it with parce que. Puisque is a little bit more elaborate and sounds better, and this is why it is used in this fairy tale. Puisque les fées l'avaient dit, as the fairy said so. Okay, here the so is le, Puisque les fées avaient dit que cela allait arriver. Okay, he just comes back to this idea of the fairies predicting something. Fit mettre la princesse. So here it should be met or mis la princesse, but it's not the king who is doing it. It's the people doing it for him. So again, it is faire mettre. It is not mettre. So it is the faire that is that agrees at le passé simple. Fit mettre. Faire is conjugated at le passé simple and not mettre because he's making someone do it because he's the king. So he's not going to do it, obviously. So he had the princess put dans le plus bel appartement du palais, in the most beautiful apartment of le palais, which is the palace. The palace. Le palais is the palace. Le plus bel appartement. Here you might wonder why it is le plus bel appartement and not le plus beau appartement. Let's look at this together. We can say un beau garçon, a beautiful boy. Beautiful is beau. Okay, that's easy. If we want to say a beautiful apartment there, we might think it is un beau appartement. That would make total sense because beau is beautiful for the masculine singular, which here is garçon. So we might think it is the same because we have appartement. Appartement is masculine and singular, so it should be the same adjective. But because French likes his language to sound good, we don't say beau, we say belle. Okay, so we take the feminine and we cut the ending. It is not linguistically right what I just said about cutting it. I'm not sure about that, but if you want a way to remember it, a trick, this is what you might remember. For example, une belle femme, a beautiful woman. So here, beautiful is at the feminine singular, and we use belle, and it sounds exactly like here. So here, un beau appartement doesn't sound right because you have to breathe again. Un beau appartement. You cannot say un beau appartement. It just sounds weird. So we say un bel appartement. So we have all it in one breath of air. Un bel appartement. It just sounds better. Un beau garçon, un bel appartement. So this is why we have this belle, which looks weird if you don't know about it. Du palais, of the palace, sur un lit en broderie d'or et d'argent. On a bed with golden and silver embroideries. Okay? Embroideries. So let's read this sentence once again. Alors, le roi, qui était monté au bruit, se souvint de la prédiction des fées et jugeant bien qu'il fallait que cela arrivât, puisque les fées l'avaient dit, fit mettre la princesse dans le plus bel appartement du palais, sur un lit en broderie d'or et d'argent. Let's look at the pronunciation. Alors le roi, that's okay, qui était monté au bruit, se souvint de la prédiction des fées. Here we do not say the T, like as in bruit, we don't say the consonant at the end of a word. Se souvint de la prédiction des fées et jugeant bien, here you can notice that we have E-A-N-T because G-A make the sound ga, but G-E-A make the sound ja. And with the N it makes Jean. So jugeant, this is important. Jugeant. And here you have un participe présent. So it is while judging that this had to happen. Okay, so when you have this ending on a verb and it is un participe présent, which means it is happening at the same time as other things are happening, you can actually translate this into while, okay? Or judging, literally judging. So judging that this had to happen, so everything is okay. Here the accent circumflex doesn't change the pronunciation of A, okay? The accent circumflex is supposed in a way to make the sound more, a little bit bigger, but honestly it doesn't matter, doesn't make any change. Puisque les fées l'avaient dit, so that's easy, fit mettre la princesse dans le plus bel appartement. So here the purpose of the bell is actually to have la liaison, so you have to make it. You do not say le plus bel appartement. You say just in one breath. Le plus bel appartement du palais sur un lit. Here you don't do la liaison. En broderie d'or et d'argent. Here you can notice that I sometimes don't say the E in broderie because this is the way that I would say it in everyday spoken French, and this is what I want to help you do, get better at speaking and understanding modern French. So we can use this old fairy tale and see what we can make out of in order to speak better French. So here I would say broderie. Same here, I would say appartement or appartement. No, appartement. Some people might say appartement, but you can say appartement. But the most common here would be to remove le ement and just say appart. This is the everyday spoken French. Ce sont la prédiction des faits, jugeant qu'il fallait bien que cela arrive. Puisque les fées, here, yeah, that's okay, les fées l'avaient dit, fit mettre la princesse dans le plus bel appartement du palais. Okay, this one is pretty straightforward because we don't have many liaisons in these paragraphs that we have here. So let's read it before we end the lesson. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. We're going to read both paragraphs. La bonne vieille, bien embarrassée, crie au secours. On vient de tous côtés, on jette de l'eau au visage de la princesse, on la délace, on lui frappe dans les mains, on lui frotte les tempes avec de l'eau de la reine de Hongrie, mais rien ne la faisait revenir. Alors que le roi, qui était monté au bruit, se souvint de la prédiction des fées, et jugeant bien qu'il fallait que cela arrivât, puisque les fées l'avaient dit, fit mettre la princesse dans le plus bel appartement du palais, sur un lit en broderie d'or et d'argent. So now the princess is sleeping in a beautiful bedroom of the palace. Let's see what happens next tomorrow. We're going to meet at the same time, 7:15 p.m. Paris time. It's a delight to be with you every night, and it gives me a goal every day and a beautiful meetup with you, and that's a lot of fun. So thank you very much for being here. Thank you very much for being so supportive with each other in the chat. I see wonderful things. If you like this lesson, please put a thumb up. That would be very nice. This way we can tell YouTube that this is the kind of thing that matters at the moment, more than other kind of fake news videos and obnoxious things. Having something to study is a big help every day. So I hope to see you tomorrow at 7:15 p.m. Have a lovely evening, a lovely day, maybe a good night. So bonne journée, bonne soirée, bonne nuit maybe. Please stay at home as much as you can. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I will see you tomorrow. À demain!